Welcome back to Factorio MSX Gigabase. Okay, what's happened since last time? Well, I have finished adding this extra bit of landfill. I've sent the landfill train away. The supplies I asked for have been delivered. I extended the path. I have reinstalled the where is it? Worker robot cargo size mod. It starts off pretty cheap, although that's 4 times the basic, of course, because we're using marathon costs. It ramps up faster than the worker robot speed research. We will be doing it soon, but I will do the oil before we get there. This episode, the intention is that we do the oil, we implement our new oil. So, I guess actually what I want is some of the buffer chests. I want 50 buffer chests. I don't need that stuff. I want 50 of those. And we'll see. We will see what the impact is. Now, last episode, when I was discussing this whole thing, I think I was inferring that it is better that we are nice and close over here so that the rocket fuel can be loaded in without difficulty. I think the number of trips involved with the plastic is generally quite a lot more, so it's actually better that we try and get the plastic nice and close to here. Now I actually probably sent the landfill train away prematurely. Do I have any landfill on there? No, I don't. Alright, I'm going to grab the landfill train back. Has it finished refilling? No. I don't actually need a lot of landfill. I just need enough to fill in the little moats that I spent ages very carefully cultivating. To do this without the waterfill mod, and obviously now it's too difficult with this new design to manage without the waterfill mod. But as previously discussed, given that we have turned off pollution, so we've rendered biters fairly meaningless after having created, extensive defense perimeters out here with using the artillery wagon and a bunch of guns. And in fact, to help UPS, I'm probably going to have to, well, not have to, but I'll rip around and probably pull all of those defense stations out, get rid of all of the lasers that are being used there, not to save the power, because I mean we don't really care about the power at this point, but to just save on UPS. Whatever UPS is involved with a laser, it can't be nothing, and whatever complications there are for the trains having these extra rail stops that they don't need, let's just get rid of them. So that is the plan there. But yes, this is what we want to do first. Where is, I think that must be it there. Yeah, that is the train. I probably don't really want mining productivity to go, beyond about 330. For no other reason than it's just delaying us getting on with what we need to do. This here is quite a mess. I kind of need to try and fix it up. Starting with, this whole do thing here. If anything, that should be a 4-way intersection, but this should probably be a 4-lane to 4-lane, not a 4 to 2. So that's something to look out for. Plus, we have oil coming from way over here, along here to up here, which doesn't seem like the best path, but never mind. This is our landfill. Let's jump out, go back and get some landfill. I'm going to fill in this moat, and then rip out the oil processing here, slap our new oil down, see what happens. And there it is right there. Yeah, as I said, we probably don't actually need a huge amount. Ooh, that's interesting. Oh, it's close enough. So I didn't manage to completely refill in the time that I sent it back, but that's alright. 21,000 satellites now. So our science continues to tick over. Right. Ah yes, it's been... I've turned the computer off since last time. And these keep going, even if you do this. There's no turning back from needing the... from needing the water fill mod at this point, but that's fine. I'm going to uninstall it. Given that its main potentially abusive capability is not really present at this point. So, what I want to do, well, first of all, I want to cut off these because they are supplying to what amounts to the wrong places. I just want pipes, really. Don't want to take out the power poles, at least not just yet. Let's do that. This will disrupt things a little bit. One thing I wouldn't mind seeing is what this, especially Entity Update 25, trains is absolutely terrible. To try and improve this in the future, I'll probably have to do something about trying to find a way of making trains work more efficiently. Of course, it doesn't help when I open that window up. That probably makes things worse as well. But never mind. Alright. Here we go. I'm not quite sure how all of that light's going to work. I'd prefer not to rip out the light tanks just yet. This is where we're going to get filled up with junk. Yeah, there you go. So, let's slap a bunch of tanks in here. Something like that. And tell it that it wants a bunch of solid fuel. Can probably do a decent amount. What else are we filling up on? I can probably put some landfill in one of these for now, and that stuff. I need to auto trash this stuff. We're also filling up on rocket fuel, not unexpectedly, so this one can request rocket fuel. And we can auto trash rocket fuel. That one can request beacons. And we we can also auto trash beacons for the moment. Right. Let's finish this off. I will leave this line of roboports here for now. That may help define where we place the replacement. Oops. Alright, I think what I'm going to need to do is basically finish off this exercise. Which will include going down to here. All of that area. Actually, even this one can go. And then placing this one, which we'll do via InfiniZoom, of course. And if we're trying to more or less balance I guess something like that should work, or are we too close? Maybe just to be sure, I'll go to there. And auto save. Terrible timing. I think I will go up one to there. Let's see how that one works. So there's plenty of room up here. Let's just see if let's just see if down at the bottom end, I think from the looks of the picture it should be alright, but I'd like to know that for sure. Oh, and we need our fusion reactors to get the most benefit from this whole process. Where did all that get to? All the way down here. So plastic may well be best served by being shunted down a little bit. Well, that would be plastic and because we're very close to the top of the plastic here and a long way from the bottom, so it's not in the middle at this point. Our bots have slowed down to almost nothing. I actually left slightly more room here than I needed to. So it's very hard to tell from that distance. But I do know that we want to connect that up. I do also know that I want some water fill. So, do Should we have pumps? Down there, right. Okay. Alright, so what I might do is run back to our supply train. These things will eventually, or maybe we'll give them a little bit of a help. Eventually charge, and it won't be quite so bad. Yeah, let's get some water fill so that I can start putting pipes in so that we can build this as we go. These ones that are put down and replace are likely to be somewhat more time consuming than the extra 3 that we need to build. And we're quite likely to run out of supply storage even, because the net stuff that we're using... Oh, no, don't take that stuff away. Never mind. Never mind indeed. What are we... I don't want you getting rid of that and that just at the moment. Oh, yes, I wanted some water fill, didn't I? Here we go. Right, back into it. I won't bother replacing the legs, even though this is making our jog a little bit slower. We might get a tiny bit of charging that way, which will help. We probably won't, but never mind. So, let's... start up here. Right, I should have gotten rid of this part as well, obviously. And even all of that, because it doesn't line up anymore. Let's replace this at this point. Actually, let's not. Let's just do it manually. We'll sort it out more easily that way, I think. I figure. So, just get rid of that bit. Slightly unfortunate, but it's kind of what we need to do. Now, this one here needs to connect in. Yeah, there. So that is the heavy. I am going to need one of these in here. I don't know what's going on with the light just yet, but probably this will have to come out to the light. Right. That pipe makes no sense. That establishes that connection. Let's get some more beacons so that things can get built while we do all of this action. Alright, that should do. And this will give us a little bit more space as well. So now, what we want is landfill, not of that size. Get out of the way so we don't kill ourselves in the process. There you go. One up. And water fill. That's 2 going. Water fill. I might actually go and grab more beacons at this point, since we've reached another part of the rebuild that is lacking beacons. If I request beacons, will it provide them from the buffer? That is an interesting question. Yes. Good, let's do that then. Right. So, we don't need that segment. This might seem a little bit annoying or painful, but it will be worth it in the end. Water. Good. We certainly don't want extra segments of pipe where we don't need it. That's part of the reason that we are doing this exercise, to get rid of unnecessary pipe. Are we out of range? That's working pretty well. These are not requesting anything at the moment. What do the chests over here request? They don't, because it's direct feed. So we need to give the these chests something to do. How about you request 100. And I want this request to include from buffer chests. I'll get rid of the excess. With a bit of luck. Now some of these have actually started up. That's good. This hasn't though, so it's going to be very short-lived. That was to be expected, I think. That one is done. This is the next one we are up to. And the water fill. Another pipe shortening here. That one's actually connected. This one can be shortened. And a water fill. What was supposed to go here? Surely another refinery was supposed to go there. How many refineries do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, so it is supposed to be a refinery. I'm not exactly sure what happened there, but for some reason the refinery here didn't want to place. It didn't want to place because this pole was not removed. There. Now, unfortunately, I need to go somewhere. That will take that away. Now, we need this to go. Looks like there's a few things that were not cleared out properly. Oh, stop it. I don't want you, coal. Hopefully that didn't cause any issue. Let's finish off these two guys. So another shortening exercise just here. water fill. Pump. Here we go. This is where we are going to have some dramas, or we will need something to put all of this coal into. You can request coal in the amount of 4,000. That's not exactly what I had in mind. No, that didn't really work at all. Okay, what we'll need then is to go into the zone up here, and we'll just have to run backwards and forwards and tell it to drop coal. Into these chests instead. Coal in the amount of 4,000. That was not my best moment. See how much of this can be picked up. The infrastructure for the sulfuric acid is not too difficult to get back working. We'll just run something like that. Damn it. All this coal. Yes, this is the bit where it gets a little bit tedious over, you know, remapping these things. But we do have a means to get rid of it as soon as we're in this zone. I don't want 50, I don't want any. Do a little bit of charging. It looks like, well, one thing it looks like is that is out of place. So these pipes are the light oil. Let's have another sip of my drink. Where else do we need water? It's kind of the question. Oh, and we seem to be... Oh no, here we go. Well, that's convenient. It's actually draining us directly into these buffer chests right now. And I could even use some of those modules that I threw away up here. So let's grab some of those back. Now that we seem to have gotten on top of things. And try and force the charging a little bit faster. Now for some reason none of these have power, so we will have to... oh, they need water up there, don't they? I could actually put them outside, like up here. Every 2. Should work fine. And okay, so right, the water. We need water for these things as well. Is that the first one? Yes, I do believe it is. Just make sure that we don't kill ourselves. Oh, and we will temporarily need to break that so that we can put water there and there, which lets us apply that. And now we need landfill, otherwise we won't be able to put that back. And landfill, I think, is... we deposited some landfill up the top here, I do believe. Yes, so let us put in a request for 100 landfill. .9, that's kind of unfortunate, isn't it? Do I have any rocket fuel up there? No. So let's not worry about that then. So this was the first one. So basically we just need to landfill there so that we can carry on the provision of light oil in this direction. I do not know why we still have heavy oil coming through here. I'll have to replace those pipes, but that's probably easier than trying to deal with heavy oil in them. Shouldn't be very many more. And yeah, all of that is not going to work. And all of that is not going to work. Alright. Back up the top. Now. Okay, so you are the first normal conversion, so to speak. So let's do that, grab our landfill, do that, carry on the light. And again, There might be a mod that does enables you to place the water fill, a mod to the mod, but I don't have it. I'm not going to look for it because this is kind of going to be a one-off, even if it does have to be multiplied by the, well, 8 stacks I guess it will be by the time we're finished. It is a one-off and we can forget about it. Whoops, grab the landfill first. A slightly tedious task though, I do admit. Are we almost done? Just as well, these pumps still work if you've been able to successfully place them once. Oops. Or we'd be in a lot more difficulty than we are. Okay. We're almost done with the light petroleum. And it's just the sulfur. So right, okay, good. Now the sulfur. Oh, actually, I should probably have done the water first. Yeah. Finally, the last bit of this water. Oh no, not the last bit. Not quite finally. So I guess we will just satisfy ourselves with the one in this episode. Let's finish off the application. Of what is that? Don't know. Now it is a little pipe arrangement so that we can restore the pipes to the light to petroleum conversion. Actually, and oh, we are not out. Good. I'll even put that one in there. Oh, you're telling me you're out as well. There we go. Now, I know the heavy has not been hooked up. The heavy needs some rules in terms of filling up the lubricant, which we were sending all the way up there, but now it needs to come across here. And that doesn't have power anyway, so let's see if we can give it power this way. And a green wire from there to there to that one to this one. Yeah, it's the same count that we want to use. Oh, right. That still works, that still works. What's going on here? Oh, the other products aren't being used properly, so that makes sense. Okay, so when do we drain petroleum? If we pop over here, we can get the answer from this one. When it's greater than 290,000 units. So let us install that. Lubricant is greater than 290,000. So that enables the heavy. Now the light. The light needs to go up like so. And we need a rule on the light in regards to the conversion, or at least we used to have a rule. So this is supposed to be heavy, but I guess no, it's turned off at the moment. Let's sort out the use of the petroleum, because that's clearly what's blocking us right at the second. And that will be because we're not actually using any of it. So we need to request, I guess 100 coal. Oh, and that can come from buffer chests. And we need to increase this zone all the way down there. Oh, there's no power. for these guys. Alright, we can fix that one as well. Like so. And you are requesting, how much do you use? 1 iron, 5 sulfur. Alright, so you're requesting basically 100 iron, and you are requesting basically, say, 500 sulfur. And there you go. This doesn't lead anywhere. Oh, there was a reason why I continued this, wasn't there? I need it to connect in to the plastic. So, if we can't make it completely out, but that doesn't work very well. This is going to be another one of those slightly messy situations. I don't like it at all, actually. I might just need to move this guy over. So that this can, as originally intended, come through there. And this probably isn't ideal, but at least it means that whatever gets created... Oh, and you need one of these. Good. So whatever gets created via the conversion of light to petroleum now has a home. And that petroleum is getting smashed at the moment, so that's good. What about the light? The light is getting used well as well. And I've picked up a bunch of iron that I don't want. See if I can give it back. Any of these? Here we go. You can have all my iron, thank you very much. And aside from possibly moving these down, that's basically it. One in place. We've probably lost a little bit of production at the moment. A third of one of these in terms of plastic production in particular. It's not easy to see whether it's helped UPS or not just yet. Things are probably adjusting, so... Oh, this is not finished. For some reason, I have skipped one. Not anymore. What about the conversion of heavy to light? That needs water as well. Yes, I thought so. It's still not getting supplied anyway, so it's not like it's actually missed out yet, but it won't be long. And of course some landfill. Now that works. And there should be one more. Here it is. That power is in the way. Let's do this first. Landfill. And power. So there you have it. You don't have any requesting. Okay. How about we don't supply the buffer chests anymore? But instead we supply these guys. You need 10. So how about you get 100 and request from buffer chests. And there we go. Now this shouldn't take very much longer. We still actually have spare logistic bots, so that's not really an issue right now. Are you filling up? This is one that's missing out rather a lot. I'm going to assume that it's all okay. I think we've been going on long enough, guys. What's your issue? You have light oil that you can't get rid of. Okay. Because it needs to carry on from this point. No. This one needs to... propagate the light oil further. Let's put a power thing there. That's better. One at the front is working now. Excellent. They're all working. Has coal been ordered? Yes, apparently so. Excellent. Okay. That is it. So, yeah, we'll just stamp that down. This is sort of out of the way, but never mind. I think that's a wrap. 178,000, so that's still going on. Seems to be being dealt with pretty easily. Alright, thanks for joining me for this one. I will probably do some of these off screen. There is a little bit of other stuff that we need to do, not just stamp down the new ones, but also revamp this whole stacker coming in. I want another line basically, so that only the 4 come from the first 2, and then there's 2 more lines to feed the back 4, because that's the only way they're going to get the attention they deserve. And the same at the bottom. That was the idea of widening the track. But we can look at that next episode. Thanks for joining me in this. Hope you enjoyed it, and look forward to seeing you in the next. Bye bye for now.